Here's an exercise that can help you develop your brushwork skills in watercolor by practicing mark making. In a quick, no-frills fashion, I show you in this video 9 unique brushes in action, from a big size 18 mop brush by Escoda down to a tiny #1 liner brush. Knowing how to handle your watercolor brushes is essential to growing in watercolor. You need to know how to make thin and thick lines, how changes in paint consistency will affect the marks that you make, how using different surfaces of the brush can vastly change the effects you get, how changing the angle of the brush and the amount of pressure that you apply will give you different marks. Each of these variables, and others, should be in your arsenal of mark-making techniques for watercolor. This video is just a short version of the full-length tutorial that I provide in my free course, Getting Started in Watercolor. If you'd like to learn more about this topic and learn about all the supplies and materials that are needed to get started in watercolor, check out my course using the link in the description below. Okay, get your brushes and let's get started with our mark-making exercise in watercolor. Welcome to my studio. My name is Kris. This channel is all about tools, tips, and tutorials for growing in watercolor. To get started with this exercise, grab some watercolor paper, every watercolor brush that you own, and some watercolor paints and water. Then follow along as I practice mark making in watercolor. How many different marks can you make with your different watercolor brushes? Here's my Escoda Ultimo round 18 mop. You can see the variety of different marks I can make. The Princeton Neptune Quill #6, also a large mop brush. And the next brush I'm showing here is the Princeton Aqua Elite round 16. This is a synthetic brush that mimics a sable. It's a lot stiffer than the first 2 brushes I used, and you can see a lot more control that I can get with the brush marks. Look at all the marks I can make with just this one brush. Next in line is Princeton Neptune 3/8 inch dagger. This is a really interesting specialty brush, has a very pointed edge, very soft bristles, can make nice straight lines, but also these organic, interesting shapes. Next up is the Escoda Versatile round #10. This might be one of my most often used brushes. It mimics a Kolinsky sable. It has stiff bristles, lots of control, and holds tons of water. Here's the Princeton Neptune 1/2 inch flat. A flat brush gives you a totally different set of mark-making capabilities as compared to a round brush. As you can see here, lots of angular shapes, lots of hard edges. This is a wonderful brush. Next up is the Princeton Aqua Elite 1/2 inch angle shader, another specialty brush. This is also a flat brush. So you get those hard edges, those angular shapes. And when you twist the brush, as you see I'm doing here, you can get some really beautiful dynamic shapes. Next, the Princeton Aqua Elite long round #8. This is a thin, narrow brush that's great for making line work in your artwork. And finally, the Princeton Aqua Elite Liner #1. This is the smallest brush in my collection, great for adding your signature and other thin line work. I don't know about you, but I found this exercise to be very informative and helpful. It actually was really fun and kind of relaxing too. I discovered how many different shapes, sizes, and styles of marks I can make with 9 different brushes in my collection. I encourage you to do the same. Get out all your watercolor supplies and line up every brush you have. Practice making marks with each of them. Remember to experiment with the following. Make the thinnest line possible and the thickest with each brush. Use different consistencies of water to paint. Use every side and angle of the brush, from the tip of the brush down to the side of the brush. Change the angle of the brush. Change the amount of pressure you use when you touch the brush to the paper. Change even the speed with which you move the brush across the paper. Every one of these variables affect your mark making. If you'd like to view the full-length video of this mark-making exercise, sign up for my free online course, Getting Started in Watercolor. This course contains the information I wish I had when I got started in watercolor years ago. This course will help you get clarity about all the supplies and materials you need to get started in watercolor. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, have a great day, and keep on growing in watercolor.